Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode. I have absolutely no notes on how you open this this webinar. This is my first time doing it without Joker. So, welcome to Contact Lost. Something about sponsors.
Weyland-Yutani.
Weyland-Yutani, yes. Maybe there's
and the Army Painter.
Army Painter. My God, Joker. You do watch the podcast, don't you?
A bit too much.
So hello everybody. I'd like to welcome Heidar from Team Iceland and Dino the Warhamster from Team Netherlands, as I've read it on LGT. How are you doing, guys?
Too good.
You can go first.
Good stuff. Very modest. All right, so today's episode, we are going to talk about A, your experience post-WTC, and B, what your expectations and how you envisage your sort of journey at LGT, as you two are part of the invitationals. Is that correct? Yes. You look so happy. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Heidar, introduce yourself for those that don't know Mr. Gucci Man himself.
Gucci Adventures. Yeah, I'm Heidar from Iceland. I don't know. I was the captain for 2 years. Jökull took it over, and I think he's giving it back to me now. And been 3 times to WTC, and probably 4 or 5 times LGT. Love LGT. It's a great tournament.
That is a lot of LGT.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the LGT this year?
Yeah, I can't wait. Also, excited for the invitational. I actually got invited like 2 years ago, but I had a bit of a hiatus at the time, so Jökull went, but finally get a chance to do it.
Now you get to represent your country, the man of Iceland. Let's go. Fantastic. And Dino the Warhamster, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Dino from Team Netherlands for the last couple of years. I also run the DTC40K, which is the Dutch ranking system, starting podcast and a bunch of cool tournaments in the Netherlands. For me, this is, I think, the 4th or 5th LGT and the 2nd invitational tournament.
You've been invited before?
Yes.
All right, well, and they've invited you back. That's impressive.
Yes.
All right, okay, so you're both WTC veterans. All of those that obviously are involved in the WTC circuit know you both. A lot of people don't. So what I'm really curious about before we get into the LGT stuff is, how did this year's WTC go for you guys? Because I wasn't there. So, Heidar, how did Iceland do? What was your expectations? How did it go for you?
I at least hoped over 20. Like, we want to solidify ourselves in the second tier, but didn't go quite as planned. We got way too many ties, and I think it was like 24th place. But I mean, all the guys are happy being there, happy with the trip and everything. Just some of the results did not end up as we wanted, and that's just how it is.
Otherwise, did you take the same team as the year before, or did you take like a new team or a mix, or?
There was one replacement. Robert didn't come this year, and then Nick Keever came as a merge. Great guy.
Nice, that's good. And how did the games go for you? Did you, in terms of your personal expectations with your games, do you feel like you did well? What did you take? Tell everybody as well.
Wow. I took my infantry outback, and it was like 166 models.
Nice.
And I did the mistake of playing the War Masters with that army as well. I'm still like recovering after playing that army, and I decided to do the only right thing and take it again to LGT with like minor upgrades. Took some, so it's not 166 models now. It's like 146.
Not much of a massive change, right? 20 models.
Yeah, no.
Wait, so you played in the War Master? You played the War Masters 166 models, which is how many games? 6 games.
I did 5 games. I played the last time. Yeah.
Jesus.
And then you did another 6 or 7 games.
7 games.
13 games in a week.
Yeah.
166 models. That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it was. I just didn't want to see Warhammer for like the next 5-6 days after it. I was so tired.
Such a long time.
I have never been as tired in my life. I've done like too many sport tournaments and things, but that really broke my back.
So why are you taking Admech to LGT then?
For another 8 rounds.
Yeah, for another, exactly. It's not even that, is it? Because if you go to the shadow rounds and beyond, that's worse than WTC week.
I spent so much time learning it, and I feel like with going the less killing all infantry skew and more like being able to deal with vehicles, I have a chance with this army, and I didn't want to bother learning anything new in the meantime because I was so tired after the WTC. So yeah, I have full belief in this army, and I've gotten used to it.
That's good. It's different. We'll get more into that shortly, actually. Dino, let's go about your WTC. How has it gone for your team? What were your expectations? What army did you take?
This is probably going to end up in a rant. So
no,
please,
that's the best way. Just let it all out, Dino. This is like therapy, okay? Let it all out.
When I'm getting off the tracks. The Netherlands were a seed 1 country, so still probably are, but it comes with a bag of expectations and therefore also stress. We as a team worked really hard. I worked really hard on strategy, pairings, and lists, trying out a ton of factions and lists. We ended up 12th, and I took that pretty hard. That was for me.
You took that hard.
For me personally, it was very disappointing. I also have to say this wasn't my best WTC. I think probably it was my worst WTC experience. I was playing CSM. I took the Skark list, which was great on paper, very boring in the game itself. So I'm taking a break from WTC and teams for the oncoming year.
That bad?
That bad, yeah.
How is Netherlands reacting to the chain? Well, not the chain, sorry, the performance after. So I'm saying this because I actually don't really know how well both of your teams did because I wasn't able to get there. So I'm actually also semi-curious myself.
I think the team is pretty okay. They're not too disappointed by the result. As it turns out, we'll probably still be a seed 1 country. But we're going from 8, 9 now to 10. We had a couple of new guys, so that was really cool to give them the WTC experience and prepare them for the oncoming years. This was also a bit of the last year of a couple of the veterans. Dick is most likely not coming back. Chris is most likely not coming back. So I think it's also good that this happened because now it opens up doors for the wider community.
New blood to come in, a bit more free-spirited and get going and all that
just
stuff.
Fresh new ideas and also new energy and new vigor to continue what has been done previously. It's also one of the reasons why I didn't apply this year, because I know I was down on the whole experience, so I wouldn't be of any value for the team at this point. So I'm really happy with my decision, and I'm also really happy with hearing how many new prospects are coming up in the pool now. So I think they'll have a good year in 2025 in Leeuwen or Mechelen. Who knows?
It could be anywhere at this point. That's really cool, though. It's nice to see that the Netherlands, or Netherlands, as I keep calling it, is bouncing back. So hopefully they do well. Just switching on to Heidar, actually, before we talk about LGT, this is an interesting point that's just popped into my head, is Iceland is a very small country in terms of population. How does that sort of work for your community and building out a team? Because you mustn't have a lot of people.
No, we don't. We had there was a GT just yesterday. No, it's Monday. This weekend with like 24 people, and that's like the norm for us. Like once a year, there's like 20 people, 20, 25,
Wow.
and
That's a GT.
at all sorts, at all stages of playing. So we are few, but the community is really nice. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's friends, and we have never ever had anything like any situation, any drama or anything. And I've been doing it for like 10, 12 years here. So the community is great. The community is tight, and we somehow managed to scrape a team that is willing to do the flight every year with the help of some mercs like Michael, John, and Mitch have all been merging for us, but they have been part of the community for like what it was Michael for at least 3 years before he came on the team. Been with the team at every tournament and stuff. So our mercs are like half mercs in my mind until Nick came this year. But yeah, it's hard. Like leading up to the tournament, there is always a tad of a worry that someone can't make it and we just can't go. So it's hanging on. It's hanging on. But I mean, we do all right.
So you've got this sort of opposite but you've got the opposite situation to Netherlands then, where Netherlands are, so people like Dino are coming out so others can come into the team and get that experience. You've not got enough people to do that. So you've got to build a very close-knit community and try and keep people motivated and I suppose.
Yeah, and with every RTT, we have RTT every 4 weeks or so, like that, like 60-minute RTT, and every RTT, I'm just pressuring everyone, come to a tournament with us, come out, come to UK with us, play, and get used to it, and get to know it, and try to get a team. Just trying to make players every month. I'm trying to make new players for the future, and so it doesn't just automatically shut off if someone falls off. So but with that in mind, being almost top half is okay, but we want to do better.
I was about to say, actually, with like coming 24th, when you've probably got the smallest community in the world for 40k, is still quite an exceptional. It's quite an exceptional placement, right?
Yeah, it is. And I mean, the tournament scene here is just almost part of the UK because
you all do attend the UK a lot.
We all attend them a lot, and it is fairly cheap for us to just drive to Keflavík, take a flight over, and do the tournament and back. I remember Iceland got like 4th place or 5th place last year in the UKTC, the clubs thing.
Oh, nice.
UKTC, that was actually rather funny because it's a country that isn't even there.
Yeah, for going to like UKTC events, you've got quite a stacked team in Iceland.
Yeah.
In comparison to a lot of the other clubs. Although I do believe Yokel left you all for Ignite, which is
he did.
The betrayal.
We may have fallen a tad behind after that. That's mostly because of the lack of players, but yeah, he did that. That's totally fine.
Nice. Well, hopefully you'll bounce back and more people will come more interested. Speaking of LGT, all right, we should probably talk about that soon. There's 15 minutes to do BTC. Right, so little known secret, we've got a massive GT coming up called the LGT. I believe there's 826 registered players.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's insane.
Sorry?
Still
not the biggest tournament.
Well, what's the biggest?
LVO with 50 or so more.
Oh my god, because they had like 1,000 tickets sold or something at LGT and not enough people. That's unfortunate. So, all right, so we've got the LGT going. We're all going here, which is quite cool. Joker will be there with the studio, etc., which is nice. You two are both in the invitationals. What are your thoughts? I guess what people want to know is, how did you come up with a list? How have you been practicing for the UKTC? what are your aspirations? What are your goals, basically? And we'll start with Aberdino the Warhamster, because you look bored.
I'm not bored.
All right, first and foremost, who's listed your copy?
I didn't copy anyone's list this
Are
time.
you sure?
I am very sure.
Okay. How did your list come to pass then? Because you had a bad time copying Skark at WTC, and now you're still on CSM.
Yeah, CSM is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I learned that by playing Skark's list and seeing what all the other options are. Matt Bonnet from France also did really well with Chaos Space Marines. So that both those lists inspired me to keep on playing Chaos Space Marines. I did stick with the Triple Accursed because I think they're really cool. I like the models, and it's also really good. It's very forgiving to play. But LGT or UKT boards are still quite open. So I knew I wanted a heavy emphasis on tanks. So I've been twirling around with Predators, Vindicators, and Forge Fiends. Keep changing the amount of units that I had. I noticed I needed another combat package, so the next thing was a Rhino with 2 Legionnaires and a Chaos Lord. And then it was just deciding on how many tanks and which tanks I wanted to take. I'm pretty happy with the list. It's light on units that can do stuff.
Scoring units, action monkeys.
Yes, but I think it's just enough. We'll have to see. In regards to the invitational, it's basically a warm-up tournament for me. It's really cool to be part of it because you're playing against some of the best players at the tournament, so that's really cool. We know a lot of those players already through to see our previous tournament experiences, so it's very chill for an event. And but I wasn't really planning anything specific for it. The only thing I did change for my invitational list was put in the Forge Fiend, whereas in my LGT list I have 2 Vindicators. But I really wanted to play with a Forge Fiend. I really like the model. It's a really cool model. I'm just finishing it up on painting. But yeah, that's it. Besides that, it's the same list.
So why did you make a different list for the invitational as the actual LGT?
I wanted to play with my Forge Fiend. That's it.
But why didn't you play with your Forge Fiend in the actual LGT then?
Because I know it's shit, and I don't mind they're not doing well in the invitational, but I like to do my best at the main event. Yes.
Okay. So what are your expectations for the main event?
I'd be very
last year you hit the shadow rounds, yes?
Yes. I'd be very surprised if I'm not getting 4-1. I would be really happy with getting the shadow rounds again.
Okay.
I think that's the most honest answer I can give.
It sounds doable, right? There's going to be, I think, 26 undefeated.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, there's going to be quite a lot of undefeateds. I know the CSM list has a couple of hard counters. There's a couple of lists that worry me.
Such as? Don't be shy.
I just played against Yossi and their Jackal spam list. That was quite problematic. Guard is going to be rough. But I do generally feel that this list has a chance in pretty much everything. Some are just harder than others.
I would agree. I think Accursed Cultists are definitely in a very solid spot, let's say the least.
Yes.
Okay. There are more questions, but we'll give Heidar some time to talk.
Yes.
Can't all have the Warhamster on. Heidar, so tell us about what are your expectations for LGT or the Invitational, and how have you been sort of practicing? Obviously, you've got a lot of practice on the UKTC, given that you go there quite often. But what are your expectations, and do you do anything different when you practice for UKTC than WTC?
I can't say I do any difference. It's just playing, except that playing on the terrain, really. And our tournaments here use the UKTC terrain as well, so there's some practice there.
Oh, that's helpful.
But this year's practice is close to none because I'm doing my journeyman exam when I come home, and I actually got permission to skip a day and to do the tournament, but I still need to study for it.
That's not cool.
So
step right off the plane into an exam.
Yeah, journeyman exam. It's 3 full days, so it's gonna be something. Yeah, so with the preparement is not much this year, but I mean I've been playing this army like I said, and with most what to say. But I'm actually, when this interview is done, I'm gonna check on BCP and see Innes's list. I haven't done that yet.
You've got Innes.
Yeah, first round, so it's gonna be nice.
You've got GSC then.
No, he's on Ironstorm.
Oh, he's on. Oh, right. Oh, God. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's.
I think it's actually pretty good for Heidar.
You know what? Let's have a look. While you talk, I will bring up. No, I can't even find it. Dino, find Innes's list for me.
Yeah.
So go on, Heidar.
But the Invitational is going to be 2 hard games. It's going to be Innes, easy game, and then the final against someone. I don't know what to expect. I'm just gonna go into every game, try to win. I want to win the games, but I will not cry myself to sleep if I won't win the Invitational. But it's great to be a part of it. I mean, my expectations for the main event is going here with a win average, who's 3-2. But that's my expectations at least. But really, my expectations are at least 4-1 and hoping to go 5-0. But you never know in this tournament. I mean, I could get 5 easy games. I could get 5 hard games. It's so random.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. There's so many people that you just have no idea the sort of path that you're going to take.
Yeah.
You can't plan for anything.
And I believe it's the pairings are random, right? In the brackets.
That's what they say.
At least the first. I know that they changed it at one point to be the first round. It was the second round will be random. I'm not sure if they changed it to every round or not. I actually have no idea. But the placings are always hidden. So after 3 rounds, it's going to be hard to calculate every time what you're gonna face. So it's so random. I'm hoping for 4-1 plus. It'd be awesome to get 5-0, but I can't say the preparation is solid enough to be having too high hopes. I've literally done nothing. It's work, and I got to do everything for my journeyman exam. It's a huge thing for me. It's every 2 years I have to pass, and I just have to prioritize that over this tournament. Although I'm going,
At least with the Invitational, you're going to get a good practice to get yourself into the rhythm and remember how to play the army properly before you get to the LGT, which is nice.
Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to it. I have great faith in my army. I feel like with the list I had at WTC, it did what it needed to do very well, and everything it was not supposed to do, it did bad. So I skipped some chaff and added 6 last round chickens, and I hope they are gonna pick up for me the vehicles that made problems for me. So
let's actually, you know what? While we're here, let's talk about your list, because Admech has not been the most popular army throughout the entire 10th, even with the improved buffs, which has been, in my opinion, really good. Where do you see Admech fitting in the meta right now? What are what things are bad for you? Where do you sort of punish? Where do you see yourself?
I absolutely wrecked every Sisters players with the list, but the list has changed. The older list, I had only infantry, and my vehicle killing ability was here are 3 flavor units. One of them has extra AP against your vehicle on a marker, so every wounds. That was how I killed vehicles.
Wow.
Now having the chickens, it helps me. So I'm hoping to. I was like 20 owing sisters players every time. I was 20 owing Space Marines player that did not have 3 ball predators, and so it's like good. Then I was hard hitting vehicles that I couldn't kill, but now I'm doing more. I was doing less against those armies, but still winning and still having chance against the vehicles. So I think it's fairly balanced now. So I think I have a game into everyone really. I'm looking forward to it.
It's good job that you kind of smash sisters, given how a lot of the good players are kind of taking sisters.
Yeah.
There's so many sisters at this event.
So boring.
Oh, Dino, you're taking a curse cultist. So I think it's good that you're text into sisters, because I think they're going to be one of the biggest, like probably higher opponents as you get higher and you win more, you probably come more into them. How are you feeling into Necrons? Because I'm seeing that Necrons are the most popular, then CSM, then World Eaters. How do they sound?
I actually played the triple monolith, and it was like crushing victory because triple monolith didn't do much. 166 models with a 5 pinmo and stealth. But I actually think my army is worse now against monoliths, because the monolith can kill the chickens, but I won't be killing a monolith. But still have a quite good chance. And I played our buddy. We had a. Now I need to look at the name because I forgot it. James. James came assist us, being our coach at WTC, and I played him with his Necrons army. It was hyper crypts, but more like bigger blobs of units going around, and I have that many mortals that I will touch you, and when I touch you, you will die. You can't go skipping around and hide, because I am all over the board, and as soon as I touch you, you can't shoot, and you'll die. So,
and you've got, what is this? 30 Rustalkers, 10 Infiltrators. So you can get them anywhere on the table.
Yeah, and 30 Flamers as well. Flamers can advance and charge as well, especially if they advance, shoot something and charge something else. They have done their job. I can't shoot, but you can't either. So I'll absolutely touch you.
I am not gonna lie to you. I'm taking GSC, and the one thing that I really hate is GSC is Admech. The Flamer Overwatch is just insane.
Yeah, I would love to play with GSC with his army as well. I mean,
yeah, but
I can shred infantry, absolutely.
Nice, that's good. So yeah, that sounds like it's an interesting list. Dino, did you pull up the Innis list?
Yes.
Would you like to tell us? Because I'm really curious how this matchup might look, actually. Because obviously we're all voting for you here, Heidar. We're all supporting you.
Of course.
Easy first game. What is it, Dino? Sorry,
all right.
Answer.
Tech Marine with Master of Machine War. I think that is either blank damage or advance and shoot. Jump back, Assault Intercessors, jump back on Assault Intercessors. 2 Lancers, 3 Reapers. I feel targeted in his Infiltrate squads, 2 Redemptors, 2 Scout squads, Storm Speeder Thunderstrike, and a Collectus. Yes, I feel very targeted in his. What is this? This isn't cool. I think it's a really cool list.
How many tanks?
Sorry?
How many tanks? So 3 Reapers. That's not good.
5 tanks and 2 Dreadnoughts. The Reapers are going to absolutely murder stuff.
Yeah, I was more afraid of Reapers until I read their stat lines. I thought they had more shots, but it's like 12 shots sustained, and I have stealth,
It's a sustained 2.
Yeah.
I think it's sustained 2 on 5s or sustained on 5s. That's a problem with rerolls. That 12 shots adds up quite substantially.
Yeah, it picks up squads in Overwatch.
It can pick up a lot. Is it sustained 2 or sustained 1? I think it's sustained 2.
Sustained 2.
Yeah, it's quite spicy. It's quite scary.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, I think like 3 Reapers is absolutely something that was a huge issue for my army and probably still is. Now with 3 glass chickens, I might kill 1 or 2, but the Lancers are going to be there as well to try to get me. It's going to be interesting. I wonder how. I think the game is just going to come down to how the Reapers do. Will I be able to get them, or will they get me?
Yeah, because you should range them a little bit with the chickens because you're faster. Because only he can advance and shoot with 1 unit, and you can do it with everything, right?
Yeah.
If I understand correctly. So you are faster in that sense. So yeah, what's the deployment for round 1?
I think it's the RTT pack, and that's basically
that's really helpful. That's so helpful. Like
it's round 1, 2, and 3 of the main event. So it's
right. So you've got sweeping engagement. So you've got places you can hide. You're faster than him. I guess you just wait for him to be the aggressor, and then you can push him. You've got all the infiltration as well if you need to block. So I think it should be okay.
Help a lot.
We got the 2 5-man and have now a single bird squad with guns and move again. So, I mean, I am afraid of the 3 Reapers, definitely, but we'll see. I think it was in my mind the game completely comes down to the 3 Reapers. Will they perform or not? But
you have a lot of bodies though.
Yeah, I did love to meet Lancers because, like I said, I only had infantry, but now I have the chicken.
Them 2 shots did nothing.
Yeah, but now I have the chicken, so they might actually have a target. But my whole army has stealth and a 5-up invo, so I usually shooting armies are something I don't dread.
Yeah, you can trade them better than they can trade you, right?
Yeah, and I mean, all right, now I have chickens, so I have actually expensive models, but those infantry are so cheap with stealth, with 5-up invo, so usually they'll be trading down, and I mean, we'll see. Innes is a decent player, I hear, so...
He's all right, yeah, he's all right.
0 respect.
That sounds good.
I definitely need to check up on an army now that I hear you read it out loud.
Yeah, I need to do the math and thought process. Aberdino, the War Hamster, who are you playing against in the Invitational?
I've got paired into the Australian Lachlan Morrison.
I don't know him, but he must be interesting if he's been invited from Australia.
He's basically the Australian coming to LGT. That's
the Australian, as in the only Australian. Did they send one every year, and this is the one they've chosen?
No, I think there's 2 actually. Lachlan and this. They're just on a holiday in Europe, and they booked this as well. Zach got wind of it, and now he's in the Invitational. He's primarily a TO in Australia, as far as I know.
Okay.
He's not connected to the WTC group or anything.
Okay. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's he playing?
He's playing Votan, the Short Kings. He has...
yes, I remember now.
I texted you about this. He has 2 Fortress, 2 Sagittars, 5-man Berserks, 1 Harfkin, 2 3-man Bikes, Jaegers, 5 Volkites, Halfguard, 10 Plasma Guard, 3 E-Champs, Appraising Glare, and Grim Demeanor.
That sounds like it can give you some problems, I know.
It's not a good list, but it's very annoying for me. The Vortex are hard to remove.
You have Vindicators.
Yeah, but still, cover, puts it on a 4-up, AOC, puts it on a 3-up. I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to kill him in one activation, so he gets to shoot me back, so he gets free shooting.
He is only 24-inch range, though. I suppose so are you. That makes sense.
Yeah. I think I'm just not going to play against the Fortress and just leave him alone. Just score my points, kill whatever he gives me, just call it a day.
Well, Fortresses don't kill your Vindicators either, right? Because they're AP1 mostly. AP2 for like 2 shots with sustained D3. With Armor Content, you have a 3-up save.
Yeah, but still, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Okay. And how do you fancy your chances? Do you think you'll win?
I'll win. Mainly because...
The whole thing, yeah?
Yeah, easy. No,
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
gonna win this game, and I think mostly because I've had a ton of practice games on the train set,
Mhm.
and Lachlan hasn't, and that's just a big advantage on UKTC.
Okay, so how have you? All right, so let's get into it. How have you sort of tailored your list for UKTC? Heidar, of course, has got a lot of experience with UKTC.
Yeah.
You don't, because obviously you don't
No.
run it in the Netherlands. You do go over to UK for LGT, and that's it really. As like me, you play mostly on WTC. How have you been sort of trying to acclimatize yourself to the change?
The first 10 games were absolutely shit, because it worked very differently. There are certain units and playstyles which are very good on WTC, and they do not work on UKTC. I probably always take warp talents in my WTC list. You do not take them on UKTC. There's always a chance of warp talents not killing their targets in combat phase, but then you can use the fallback strat of Renegade Raiders.
Brother, they have 50 attacks, AP 2 to 3, twin
Yes.
linked, strength 5. What are they not killing?
But it's also very easy just heroic intervene with another target and they can get away. With WT, that's kind of fine because you have the 12-inch fallback strat and you can hide in another ruin. There is no other ruin on UKTC. You're in the open. So that doesn't work. You have massive fire lanes on UKTC. So you do need good shooting elements. And you need very sturdy units to hold objectives. Well, because of all these things, I came out at triple curse. I tried 1, 2, ended on 3. I had Abaddon for a shooting castle, but that was too slow again. So I ditched Abaddon, just taking more vehicles. It's just little tweaks all over and over again until you get what you want. Yeah.
Okay. And you're comfortable now with your list? You think it's in a good spot?
It's in a good spot. I've spoken to Liam, to Sacco, to Ennis. Everyone had opinions and ideas. Some I listened to, some I didn't. But this, I feel comfortable with this. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about Liam's list? Because Liam's is quite somewhat different, right? He's going from veterans.
His list is really cool. I've played it also a couple of times, and if I had more time to prepare for it, I'd probably run that list because it has a ton of tools. The reason why I stuck to Accursed Cultist is that it's a bit more forgiving. You can make a mistake and not lose the game. Whereas with the veterans build, it feels like I have a lot of power in my hands, but if I fumble the ball once, it's over real fast. And I wasn't there yet with the amount of practice with the veterans.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So I guess I have 2 more questions for you both, and then I'll leave you, Heidar, to go painting. Heidar, do you have any lists that has stood out to you for the LGT that you think are really interesting? You've not looked at anybody's list, have you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Nice. Well prepared.
Yeah. This is a hobby of mine, and I like just like drinking milk and kicking ass, you know.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I think sometimes it is exciting to rock up with little knowledge, so you can just take what you get as you get it, rather than dreading over X number of players or lists.
Yeah, I never go over lists really, except at WTC. I always go over those lists.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go over lists as LGT, especially at LGT. I might do it I might consider it at a small GT, but there's too many lists, and I'll play whatever, you know.
Yeah, reading all 826 lists is a bit exhausting.
Yeah.
All right, Aberdino, you've definitely got some lists you think are interesting. I think somebody's calling him. I hope they are.
I haven't looked at the lists.
God, you two are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like
I have an answer for you, though.
Okay.
Because I did speak to a lot of guys about the list and what they're running. I really like Liam's list. I think it's a really cool idea.
We said that. That's cheating. Pick another one.
Oh, it's an answer. And the second list is going to be Sacco's list. He's sticking with 1,000 tons. He's just taking more rubies.
How is taking 1,000 Suns an interesting list?
Well, interesting to see that he's one of the few players that is still taking 1,000 tons, especially in regards of the top players. So for me, it's interesting to see how he's going to perform and how.
One of the few players, Dino. 35 people are taking 1,000 Suns.
Yes, but which of like the main contenders to win the event is taking 1,000 tons?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I was hoping for a little bit more spicy than that, but I'll take it. All right. Last question. No, go on. No, what were we saying?
Only idiots take Gene Sealer gods. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, no one ever says that either, unless it's Innis. All right. Last question. Heidar, what army do you think is going to win the LGT?
Wow. I'm going to say Drukari.
Spice.
Sorry, what?
Drukari. Darkaldar.
Hot is top six.
That's a spicy take. Do you have any reasons why, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm helping Jökull build his Drukari army, so I have full belief in him going all the way this time.
Okay, that's all right. That makes sense. Actually, that makes sense. Is supporting the team player. Dino, don't say 1,000 Suns. You can't say 1,000 Suns.
Sisters.
Fuck off, Dino. It's like,
dude, triple exorcist. It's so annoying. Oh, no, double exorcist. It's double exorcist.
I mean, do you think so? Because I think the exorcist is only going to win the mirror, which I suppose is if you get to the final, it might be sister on sister action, right?
Yeah.
But okay, that was really insightful. Thank you so much, Dino. That was really good entertainment. Like amazing. Thank you. All right. I've run out of questions, and given that this is like my first podcast without Joker, I have no idea how we end this.
Probably the last one as well.
I've already told him this is going to be absolute carnage because I have no script. I'm winging it, and I have no idea how he does it because I've been super busy. So I want to say thank you guys for joining. It's really great to get some insights from you both. We can sort of introduce you to the wider public of the LGT because not everybody in the UK sort of follows the WTC, right? They'll know Heidar more than they'll know Dino, of course, because Heidar, you're often at UKTC events. But I think it was good to get your insights into your invitational, how the WTC went, and your army expectations. So on that note. I don't know if we're supposed to say sponsors again. But on that note, Dino is going to thank our sponsors.
Weyland-Yutani.
One more time, please. Thank our sponsors, Dino.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Weyland-Yutani. Thanks, Army Painter. Now, can you also please sponsor DTC 40K? Yay!
Yes. Do you have anything you'd like to shamelessly plug, Heidar? Any clubs or?
No, I have nothing. We are starting our applying for the team process, but so everyone Icelandic listening to this, check that out.
Where can they find that? Your Facebook page or Discord?
It will come on our Facebook page, the Warhammer group event group. Yeah, it will come there, and it might go a bit around for some mercenaries, but yeah, let's see.
Fantastic. I wish you guys all the best. I hope you do. You have a lot of applicants this year. It would be nice. Dino, you're not affiliated this year, so whatever you do, great. Thank you both for joining, and it was an absolute pleasure. Now, wave goodbye.
Bye, everyone. See you Saturday or Friday.
See ya.